So you want to become a VTuber in 2025? Well, you're finally in the right place. Whether you want to stream, make videos, or just have a personal online persona, today I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know. So let's get started. All right, step one for basically becoming a VTuber is choosing your VTuber identity. First things first, what you want to do with your VTuber persona is you can be anything. You can be a futuristic cyborg. You could be literally a talking mailbox, and I'm not kidding. I've seen it. It is a real thing. You could just be a cute anime idol. You could be anything you want. Before jumping into figuring out what model you want to be, you got to ask yourself, what's my vibe? What's my personality? And that'll shape your entire brand. I know many people are very unsure of how they go about choosing their VTuber identity, and there are several different places where you can get these identities from. Whether you go to VGen, it's an amazing website where people will commission them to do these types of arts for you and be able to get these different VTube models, or whether you want to be 2D, 3D, a PNG. So many different options. You can go to Etsy to find several, and there are even free ones in several of the apps already ready for you to use that you can go about as well. So really, you just got to figure it out and fill it out, and what your overall vibe you're going for is. As for me, as you can see, I am a cross between Beast Gohan and Gear 5 Luffy. That's really my persona I went with here. So that's the brand I was building at the time. So you really just have to figure out what you are, who you want to be, and what fits you personally. All right, step two, the main thing you're going to want to do is choose your correct software and tools. So pretty much in 2025, there are a ton of different options for VTuber software. Here's a quick breakdown of it. So you have your free, beginner friendly options, which are VTube Studio, available on Steam. You have Animes, VideoTube Mini. All right, then you have your advanced customizable options, which are VRoid Studio for 3D models, Live 2D Cubism for 2D models. Then you have your high-end or pro level, which are Unreal Engine, and then Unity with VR tracking. Those ones are a little bit more advanced. A lot of those actually really help you like bring your whole entire VTube model alive by moving your hands, and they can actually see what you're doing. Versus pretty much with me, I use VTube Studio because it captures me. It captures my eye blinking, me talking. I have different options to toggle. As you can see here, I can toggle off the clouds, toggle off that. I have a whole entire happy face where I close my eyes here. I even have like I'm a grumpy man face here. So different options available for you depending on which one you end up going with. There are so many different options when it comes to actually figuring out which one's going to fit your brand the best and which one's going to fit the model you choose. So you really have to pretty much what works best for your skill level, if it's on your budget, and there are plenty of free resources to help you start without spending a single dime. So just keep that in mind. All right, step three, your model creation. So pretty much this is where the magic happens. You can create your own model using VRoid Studio for 3D or Live 2D, Cubism for 2D. It sounds like too much work. You can always commission an artist to bring your dream character to life. Just make sure they include all the expressions and animations you need. So for me, I did make the mistake when I firstly got this model that I didn't tell them what all emotions I wanted. I wish I had a scared face. I wish I had a sad face, but as of currently, all I have is the happy face and the grumpy face. Okay, so definitely some other options would be best when it comes to actually getting out your model creation, but figuring out what all you want in this model is key. I wish I'd gotten a separate outfit as well so I wouldn't be stuck inside the gi at all times. For the most part, they're just different options, and you need to make sure you get it right the first time if you go about commissioning it, because you got to remember, when you actually fully commission a true VTube model, a really good one who people know what they're looking at, know what they're looking for, you're going to be spending upwards of $1,000 on these models, and you have to keep that in mind if you go the full customizable route. So you have to be careful because it's a lot of money at the end of the day. So just figure out what you want, sit down with your artist, whether it's on a Discord chat or Discord voice, and bring your creation to life. Bring what you have inside your head exactly how you want it to be, and they'll make it happen. Most artists are more than happy to work with you on anything you've got going. Step four is going to be your tech support and your tracking. So for the most part, to bring your model to life, you need a tracking software. Some of the best in 2025, of course, for facial tracking is VTube Studio or iFacial Mocap. The full body tracking is VC Face, Rococo, and VR Chat with trackers. Hand tracking is Leap Motion or AI-powered webcam tracking. Now, pretty much you can even use your phone as that, but it is through VTube Studio for the camera. If you have a low-end PC, I highly advise using your phone as the camera. You don't need a high-end webcam. Currently at the moment with my PC, I'm using an Aki webcam that's like a $25 webcam off of Amazon to bring all of what I'm doing live. But for the best smooth tracking you can get, especially when you're playing a game or something, using something such as your phone to be the tracker instead of your computer, it will help keep your computer at not running as high with VTube Studio, be able to run games smoother, and you're still able to get your VTuber alive in the games that you're playing. So just some options on that. And I mean, for the most part, you could literally use the webcam from a laptop to do the VTube stuff, but you have to be careful with what games you pick because, like I said, VTube does take up a lot of processing power. So you have to be very careful with the games of not getting low FPS. So really keep those types of things in mind when you are figuring out the best tech setup and tracking that you want to go with. So step 5, setting up your streaming and recording software. So me personally, I love OBS. You have the options of Streamlabs or YouTube Dashboard. If you're streaming, you'll need to be broadcasting software like OBS or Streamlabs to set up your overlays, alerts, chat, features to create an engaging experience recording. Make sure your VTuber software integrates well with your editing software like Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. Just make sure everything runs well. You have the option to, obviously, if you're not going to be streaming but solely recording, you have the option to of being able to bring everything to life in the sense of you can make this screen into, if I'm not mistaken, it is 3280 by 3240 by 1080, and you'll get basically 2 screens. One can be a green screen with your VTube on one side, and one can be the gaming screen on one side, and you'll just have to overlay those two in order to bring your VTube where you want him on the screen during the video if you're solely just recording. Now, there is one thing you do need to realize is when you are using things like OBS and such, you will need to have a green screen imported into your files of your VTube model, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But you'll need to get that imported. That way, when you do bring your VTuber model to life, you can easily use a filter called Chroma Key on VTube on OBS that does actually select the color green. As long as your VTube model doesn't have green on it, you will be able to get rid of the background you have going and easily be able to bring your model to life without, as you can see, you don't see the green screen that is around me currently if I go into VTube Studio. So just something big there. The way to import things into your VTube Studio is to go to your local C disk, go to your program files x86. Once you are there, you'll go to Steam. From there, you will then go to Steam Apps. You will go to Common. Once you're in Common, you'll go down to VTube Studio. Okay, once you're in VTube Studio, you will go to VTube Studio _data. And from there, you will go to your streaming assets. Once you're on streaming assets, you can then, this is where you'll import your backgrounds as well as your other live 2D models. So backgrounds, you'll obviously see the backgrounds I have. I have green screen and a few other random backgrounds back there. But I also have live 2D models where you can select any VTube models you may have or want to use. That's where you'll import that file, and that's how it'll be integrated into VTube Studios. I highly advise starting out, this is what you use as VTube Studio as your main thing until you get better or have more time to look into other options that are much more expensive or better for tracking. But these are the overall, to me, VTube Studio has everything you need to be a good VTuber in 2025. All right, step 6 is going to be building your brand and growing your audience. So overall, it's the social media platforms, your YouTube analytics, everything you need. You can have the best VTube model in the world. You spent $3,000 on a VTube model and it does everything you could need it to do, but no one knows about you, so it won't even matter. So here's some tips on how to grow. It's pretty much post on multiple platforms. Post on YouTube, post on Twitch, post on TikTok and Twitter. All these things are really solid ones. You even have Instagram, Facebook as well, and any other social medias I'm not currently listing, I highly advise using. The other thing is to be consistent. Being consistent means regular uploads and streams build an audience. So pretty much make yourself a schedule for your uploads, make yourself a schedule for your streams. These are the ways that you will grow on separate platforms. For me personally, I post every day on TikTok and Twitter and on Instagram and Facebook around noon every single day. And then on YouTube, I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Shorts every single night. I post long forms on those particular days. And then on Twitch, I do not have a consistent schedule, which is why my Twitch doesn't do as well as my other platforms. So just something to be advised there is be consistent. Your audience wants consistency. They want to know when you're going to be live and not have to guess that. All right, the other thing is network with other VTubers. There are several different options out there. You could network via Reddit. You could network via Twitter. I highly advise those two. When it comes to networking, Twitter is really great because you post a little photo that basically shows exactly what you're wanting to collab and stuff. I'll post an example up for you to see, and it pretty much says who you are, that you want to collab, what games you'll collab, what games you want to play in the future. There's groups inside of Twitter for you to post in. There are many ways to grow. Last thing here is to make sure you engage your audience. Comment, reply, be active in your community. But I do comment on almost every single video I post on YouTube. If somebody comments, I'll comment back, as well as I make sure I reply. If I'm on Twitch and somebody says something, I make sure I quickly reply. Don't be a stump on the log. Make sure you reply. Make sure you're active in your community. If you post something on Twitter and somebody comments something, comment back, reply back. It builds that you're a real person type of vibe instead of just a digital face on a screen looking to get big, looking to get famous. So overall, those are my best tips I can give you for how to become a VTuber in 2025. I think you're going to do fantastic. You follow these guidelines, you follow this, and you just create your persona, create who you want to be. It's going to be great. So as always, if this helps, make sure you do drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what your VTuber name is going to be. I can't wait to see all you VTubers in the world. Y'all have a good one. Hug someone you love. Peace.